What if every number you've ever seen, on your phone, a passing car, a clock striking 11:11, was not a coincidence, but a message written by the unseen hand of the universe? What if reality itself was speaking to you, not through words or visions, but through patterns that repeat until you finally pause and ask, why do I keep seeing this? What if every number was a reflection of your own energy, a fragment of your consciousness, looking back at you from the mirror of existence? There are moments when the ordinary becomes sacred. You feel it when time slows for no reason, when you wake up at the same hour, night after night, when a number follows you until you can't ignore it anymore. That's not luck, nor superstition, it's a language. The universe does not shout, it whispers. It calls softly through synchronicity, through the rhythm of numbers, through the quiet timing of destiny. Every sequence is a key, unlocking a deeper layer of your awareness. The ancient mystics knew this truth long before modern science tried to explain it. Nostradamus once spoke of the hidden arithmetic of fate, a pattern through which even the stars communicate. Baba Vanga, the blind prophet, who saw through the darkness, believed that numbers were vibrations of destiny, alive and sentient. And if you listen closely enough, you begin to realize the same patterns they spoke of still breathe through the air around you, guiding you, shaping you, teaching you how to see without eyes. In this new age of awakening, humanity stands on the threshold of remembrance. The veil between seen and unseen grows thin, and those who are still enough to notice will understand that the world has always been talking to them. The signs are everywhere, not in temples or scriptures, but in the daily moments you overlook. Every number, every repetition, every perfectly timed encounter is a cosmic reflection of the vibration you carry within. The outer world mirrors your inner world, endlessly, precisely, beautifully. So as you step into this sacred journey, take a deep breath and soften your perception. The numbers we are about to explore are not random digits. They are living codes, frequencies of awakening that mirror the evolution of your soul. Each carries its own pulse, its own prophecy, its own power to shift what you believe is possible. And so I ask you, if the universe has been whispering your truth all along, are you ready to listen now? Number 4, the foundation of destiny. In the grand design of the cosmos, the number 4 stands like a pillar, strong, grounded, eternal. It is the number of balance, of structure, of divine order taking form in the material world. While the spiritual mind dreams, number 4 builds. It is the bridge between vision and reality, between thought and manifestation. When this number begins to appear in your life, it is not a random sign, it is the universe reminding you to build your future with patience, discipline, and purpose. The energy of 4 is ancient and unwavering. It represents the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 4 seasons, the cycles that shape the rhythm of all existence. In its vibration, there is no haste, no chaos, no illusion. It is the silent architect of destiny, asking you to bring order where there is confusion and to create structure around your dreams so that they may endure beyond the moment. The masters of the old paths used to say, the soul cannot fly unless the ground beneath it is stable. Nostradamus once wrote that humanity's strength would not come from new inventions, but from rediscovering balance between the spiritual and the material. And Baba Vanga often warned that when people lose their foundation, they lose their direction. Number 4 comes to restore that, to ground you when your spirit feels scattered, to anchor you when your purpose feels blurred. Its message is simple: what you build now will echo far beyond this lifetime. You may find yourself being called to reorganize your life, to clean, to rebuild, to create order, not just around you but within you. For when your inner foundation is firm, life stops feeling heavy. It begins to flow with clarity, as if the universe, finally trust you to hold the weight of your own becoming. So take a moment to reflect. Are the foundations of your life built on truth or on temporary illusions? And if you were asked today to rebuild your destiny, brick by brick, would you have the courage to start again? Number 18. The path of karma and illumination. When the number 18 begins to appear around you, it does not come quietly. It carries both the weight of karma and the promise of illumination. It is a number of reckoning, the sacred bridge between what has been and what is yet to come. 18 whispers that everything you are experiencing now is not punishment, but the harvest of choices, thoughts, and emotions once sown in forgotten seasons. Yet within that harvest lies a radiant truth. Karma is not here to break you, but to awaken you. The energy of 18 is the union of 1 and 8, the will of creation, merging with the infinite cycle of cause and effect. It teaches that what you send out returns, what you withhold withers, what you love multiplies. When this number finds you, it calls you to step into higher responsibility for your energy, to move beyond blame and regret, and to begin shaping your reality consciously. For only through awareness can one transform karma into wisdom. The seer Nostradamus spoke of those who would see their past rise before them, like mirrors, and Baba Vanga foretold a time when humanity would finally understand that energy is memory, that nothing is forgotten by the soul. The vibration of 18 opens that remembrance. It reveals to you the repeating patterns you have outgrown, the relationships that mirror your own lessons, and the emotions that keep you circling the same mountains. Yet in that recognition, freedom is born. To walk with number 18 is to learn the quiet art of surrender, to forgive, to release, to allow divine balance to restore itself. For only when you stop resisting your past can you create a peaceful present. This number guides you toward inner maturity, toward a light that doesn't deny shadow, but transforms it. So look closely at what keeps returning to your life. Is it fate testing you or your own energy asking to be healed? Number 7. The Seeker's Light. There are numbers that call you to action, and then there are numbers that call you to silence. The number 7 belongs to the second kind. It doesn't ask you to move faster or push harder. It asks you to pause, to turn inward, and to listen to the quiet rhythm of your own being. In a world obsessed with results and noise, 7 is the whisper of truth that can only be heard when the world fades away. 7 has always been the number of seekers, mystics, and wanderers of the unseen. It is the vibration of introspection, a sacred symbol of the inner path. When this number begins to appear, it signals that your next transformation will not come from the outside world, not from wealth, recognition, or validation, but from the deep, still waters of your own awareness. It is here, within the calm depths of your consciousness, that the answers you've been chasing have quietly waited all along. In ancient spiritual teachings, 7 is said to rule the space between knowing and understanding. Knowing is the mind, understanding is the soul. To walk the path of 7 is to bridge that space, to let your intellect bow before intuition, to let logic soften into feeling. For only through silence can you hear what life has been trying to tell you. The old seers often said that 7 appears when your spirit is ready to detach from illusions, when your soul craves simplicity over spectacle. You begin to notice what truly nourishes your heart and what merely feeds your ego. The music of this number is meditative. It slows the breath, stills the thoughts, and brings your awareness back home to the present moment. If the number 7 keeps finding you, in dates, receipts, clocks, or dreams, see it as the universe's gentle reminder that peace is not found by controlling life, but by trusting it. Every pause, every breath, every act of awareness becomes a prayer, and when you can rest in that stillness, clarity rises naturally, not as something you seek, but as something you are. So ask yourself, when was the last time you allowed silence to speak louder than your thoughts? Number 21. The rhythm of presence. There are moments in life when time feels like a blur, when you move from task to task, message to message, day to day, without ever really arriving. And then suddenly, something small, a number, a sign, a pattern, makes you stop. It's quiet, but it feels intentional, as if life itself is asking, are you really here, or just passing through? That is the subtle voice of number 21, the vibration of presence, rhythm, and mindful awareness. 21 is not a number of rush. It carries the wisdom of timing, the art of slowing down so you can hear what the universe has been softly saying. It appears when your outer speed no longer matches your inner peace, when your actions need to realign with your purpose. In this way, it is not a number of doing, but of being. It's a gentle hand that guides you back from distraction into awareness, reminding you that fulfillment isn't found in the next achievement, but in this exact breath, this moment, this now. In spiritual understanding, 21 represents the harmony between creation and patience. It's the number that teaches you that just as a seed cannot rush its bloom, neither can your destiny. Everything unfolds when it's meant to, not a moment earlier, not a breath too late. It whispers, you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And in that surrender, life begins to open in unexpected ways. Opportunities align, people appear, clarity returns. Think of it as the heartbeat of balance. 2, the symbol of partnership and trust. 1, the energy of individuality and creation. Together, they form 21, a divine rhythm that teaches you to cooperate with the universe, not compete against it. When you honor this balance, stress softens into faith, and waiting becomes a sacred act rather than a struggle. So, when 21 finds you on a clock, a receipt, a random street sign, pause for a moment, take a slow, conscious breath. Let it remind you that you are not here to chase life, but to experience it. Every small act of awareness plants the seed of greater abundance. Every moment of stillness builds the foundation of peace. And maybe, just maybe, this number is asking you something far deeper. When was the last time you truly lived a single moment without rushing to the next? Number 91, the circle of renewal. Some numbers arrive like teachers, not to comfort you but to awaken you. Number 91 is one of them. It enters quietly, sometimes through coincidence, sometimes through repetition, but always with purpose. It's the vibration of closure and rebirth, a sacred reminder that what ends in your life is never destruction, it is transformation in disguise. 91 is not about loss, it's about evolution. It whispers, you have completed something, now it's time to rise again. This number holds the energy of cycles, the graceful acceptance that everything in existence moves through creation, culmination, and renewal. Like the tides that ebb and flow, or the moon that waxes and wanes, your soul too must release to make space for what's next. The 9 in this number represents wisdom gained through experience, the maturity of spirit that comes after countless lessons, heartbreaks, and awakenings. It is the energy of completion, the final step before a new journey begins. The 1, however, stands for creation, the spark of new beginnings, the courage to start again, this time with deeper awareness. Together, 9 and 1 form a divine sequence, the ending that births the beginning. When 91 appears, it's often during times of subtle emotional or spiritual transition. Maybe you've outgrown a situation, a relationship, or even an old version of yourself. You may feel the discomfort of change, but that's not punishment, it's preparation. This number calls you to shed the skins of the past, not in regret, but in gratitude, for they protected you until you learned to walk freely in your truth. The wisdom of 91 is gentle, but profound. Don't cling to what's fading. Bless it, release it, and trust the space it leaves behind. Because in that empty space, new light always enters. In every ending lies an invisible promise that life is far from over, it is simply beginning again, in a higher, wiser form. So when this number crosses your path, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead ask, "What is this trying to awaken within me?" For perhaps, the door closing in front of you isn't rejection at all, it's redirection toward the next chapter your soul has been waiting to write. Bonus number 44, the foundation of strength. There comes a point in every journey when life stops testing your speed and begins testing your stability. That is when number 44 appears, not as a warning, but as a blessing in disguise. It is the vibration of discipline, patience, and divine grounding. While other numbers may bring inspiration or change, 44 brings the strength to hold it all together. It is the anchor in the storm, the calm center that allows growth to become lasting. To the untrained eye, 44 looks simple, just two fours side by side, but spiritually, its meaning runs deep. 4 represents the foundation, the structure, the effort, the routine that sustains success once the spark of inspiration fades, and when it doubles, its power amplifies, becoming a sign of multiplied focus, endurance, and mastery. It's the universe reminding you that greatness is not built in a rush of passion, but in the quiet consistency of purpose. You might notice this number during moments when your life feels chaotic, when your responsibilities multiply and your patience wears thin. But that's precisely when 44 reveals itself, to remind you to breathe, to realign, and to remember your center. Its energy says, slow down, don't break your rhythm, you are building something sacred, one mindful step at a time. In every tradition, strength has always been defined, not by resistance, but by presence. The mountain does not move against the storm. It stands still and lets the wind reshape its edges into something even more beautiful. 44 carries that same wisdom. It doesn't ask you to fight life, but to trust your foundation, to know that your effort, your patience, and your faith are not wasted. They are forming the invisible scaffolding of the reality you've been dreaming of. So if you keep seeing 44 on clocks, receipts, or even in dreams, take it as a quiet nod from the universe. You are on solid ground. What you are building may not be visible yet, but it is taking form with every choice, every breath, every day you stay true to your path. Real success is not in rushing ahead, it's in standing tall when everything else wavers. And perhaps this number is asking you one final question before the cycle completes. Can you stay patient long enough for your roots to become unshakable? And so, beloved listener, as this month's sacred sequence, 4, 18, 7, 21, 91, and the divine 44, weaves its invisible thread through your life. Remember this, these numbers are not random, they are mirrors reflecting the silent movements of your own consciousness. Each one has been guiding you towards something larger, something deeper, not just wealth or opportunity, but alignment. The universe does not speak in words, it speaks in rhythm, in signs, in small synchronicities that pull your attention back toward truth. Every number that caught your eye, every repeated pattern you noticed, it was the cosmos whispering, slow down, you're being guided, and perhaps you didn't realize that all along, you weren't chasing abundance, you were becoming it. Because abundance is not a possession, it's a vibration. It's the harmony between awareness and gratitude, effort and surrender, motion and stillness. Think of these 6 numbers as steps in a quiet dance between you and existence itself. The 4 gave you structure, 18 brought transformation, 7 offered reflection, 21 taught presence, 91 invited renewal, and 44 anchored it all, with patience. Together, they form not a random sequence, but a cosmic map, one leading you home to yourself. As you move forward, carry this awareness gently. The next time life feels uncertain or heavy, Remember the wisdom hidden in this alignment. Nothing real can be lost, and nothing meant for you can pass you by. Every delay, every redirection, every silent moment is part of your unfolding. You are not waiting for the universe to bless you. You are learning how to receive what's already yours. So take a slow breath, place your hand over your heart, feel the quiet pulse of the same rhythm that moves through stars, oceans, and time itself. You are connected to everything. You are not separate from your destiny. You are its unfolding. And before this moment fades, write in the comments below, I am aligned, aware, and ready to receive my highest path. Because the universe is always listening, and now it knows you're ready to begin.